Hey, all right.
Hello, we're back.
We're back.
Happy Wednesday.
Yes. You got some more asshole comments for us?
Let's read some assholes.
All right.
Okay. I'm really intrigued about this one. Am I the asshole for calling out my sister-in-law for her cat's behavior?
Her cat's behavior. Okay.
Now, we have 2 cats. I just want to bring that up. And my cat's behavior can be rambunctious.
They can be.
They have taken over Dean's shelves. They know no
Ruined
bounds.
my life.
Yes. I've had them for a very long time when I lived alone. And so I let them do what they wanted.
Oh, they're great cats. I love them.
My wife, 34 female, and I, 36 male, spent this past weekend visiting her sister, Meg, and her sister's fiancé, Kevin. My sister-in-law and her fiancé are preparing for their wedding this summer, and since my wife is the maid of honor, we visited them so that the 2 of them could go over some things.
Okay.
Right.
So far, so good. Except
Lots of
that there's
cat
a wedding.
action. Yeah,
There's a wedding
no.
approaching. You know, that's bad news.
Meg and Kevin have 2 cats. One of them they regularly let out into their backyard, which isn't fenced. They just let her roam wherever she wants. While we were there, this cat brought back no less than 4 birds. Meg and Kevin just laughed this off as if this was a very common occurrence. They joked about their cat single-handedly keeping the bird population in their area in check, as if that's a thing that is ever needed. However, at least 2 of the birds that their cat brought back were migratory birds. For anyone who doesn't know, a lot of these migratory birds are protected species. Yes, Meg and Kevin are not going after these birds themselves, but they seem to have no problem at all that their cat routinely takes down protected species. I brought this up to them after the cat brought the 4th bird home. Meg and Kevin were joking about it as they did every other time, and I finally spoke up. I told them that what their cat is doing is detrimental to protected bird species and that they are basically being willingly supportive of a neighborhood menace. I told them that if it was them doing this and not their cat, they would be subject to legal consequences. Kevin, for his part, seemed genuinely surprised and said he never knew about such a thing of protected bird species. Meg, on the other hand, got extremely defensive and started coming after me. She told me I must hate cats or know nothing about them because this is just typical cat behavior. I told her that if her cat is bringing birds home this often and they are doing nothing to stop it and keep letting the cat outside, they are either being willfully ignorant to what their cat is doing or are just being jerks but not seeming to care at all. I told her that I guarantee all of their neighbors who have bird feeders in their yards hate their cat. It's not like this is a normal part of the native ecosystem. It's a pet going after wild animals for sport. Meg kept trying to defend her cat and it started to spread into personal insults against me. At that point, my wife stepped in and tried to calm things down. Meg wasn't having it and told my wife that next time she comes to visit, I should just stay home. On our way home, my wife actually got upset with me for calling Meg and Kevin out for what their cat is doing. She said I should have just kept my mouth shut since we were guests in their house and their cat isn't doing anything to anyone. I asked if she's seriously defending them over this, and she told me I'm making a big deal out of nothing, and now I am no longer welcome in her sister's house. Well,
Wow. Okay.
I don't think he's an asshole. Maybe he could have done it gentler. But I think outdoor cats is already dangerous because they get hurt all the time by cars and stuff like that. So already our cats are indoor only cats.
It limits their lifespan.
It does.
By having them go outside.
And not to be mean to the birds, but birds also have diseases. So I don't want the birds being killed, but I also don't want my cat getting anything that a bird could have.
Yeah. I think I'm looking at it strictly from the standpoint of like who's being the asshole. I don't really care about the birds or the cat. I mean, people have pets and the pets do what they do and yeah, you can make your own decisions about how to raise your cat, your dog, whatever. And I don't think the bird thing is that big of a deal. I mean, okay, they're protected, but it's not like we're actually, hunting these birds down. It's one cat doing what cats do. There's feral cats in the neighborhood, I'm sure.
That's true. But feral cats, I feel differently about them because sometimes they're actually hunting to eat something, not hunting to please their owners.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking at like you are a house guest and it's kind of like you're really inserting your foot into your your I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like it's none of your business, and shut up. And your wife is right. On the way home, you shouldn't have made a big deal out of this because it's not that big of a deal. But now you've made it a big deal, and now there's animosity. And good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
So you don't think he's an asshole?
I think it's good he spoke up, but maybe he could have done it a little bit gentler. Maybe
present people with information. Don't accuse them or try to force them to do something different just because you think a certain way. But yeah, maybe they just didn't know. Like the husband reacted. He said, "Oh, I didn't know." But again, we only have this guy's side of the story, and it's like it sounded like you're accusing them of being these monsters. Like, there's no way to live.
Majority of the comments are not the asshole.
He's not the asshole.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And most people are like, I have zero respect for people who let their cats outside.
I mean, some cats love it.
But
they love to go out hunting and romping around.
Yeah.
And they come home and they're just like, oh, thank God I have a place to shelter for the night. That's how they interact with their owners, and that's fine.
Yeah. When I read the title, I was really curious about what this asshole cat was doing.
Just being a cat.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. My cats just always made a lot of noise, and I'd get complaints about that.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh well.